Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Feyi Mac and I'm a YouTuber based in Toronto, Canada. I post videos on life in Canada as a new immigrant and how to get here. Thanks a lot for tuning in today and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today, I'm starting a series on how to move to Canada. Now, I'm making this a series just because I don't want to overwhelm or scare you. It's going to be a lot of information that I'll be packing in these videos and a lot of resources in the description boxes below in all my videos. And I want you to actually take your time to assimilate all this information and use all the resources in the description boxes of my videos. Okay, so just keep in mind, it's going to be a lot of information. It's okay because a lot of people are doing this every day and achieving their relocation goals regardless. So if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, I'm a jester, right? So if I can do it, you can actually do it. So don't be scared by any of all the information I'm giving you. If I move too fast, just let me know in the comment section. If you'd like me to move faster, let me know as well and we can definitely fix that for you. On July 8th, there was actually a draw that included the Federal Skilled Worker Program applicants, and that was the first time in months due to obviously the current situation of things right now in the whole world. So yes, there was a draw that included them for the first time in months, and the lowest ranking candidate was had 478 points. So you can see that the stakes are high. I'm predicting or hoping that based on my analysis of the current people in the pool, that it's actually going to drop within like the next couple of months. I think sometime in late August is actually going to drop because of what they're doing. But we're going to get into all of that maybe in my next video. But this video is basically going to be giving you an overview of the entire process. Now, before we go any further, disclaimer, like I always do. I am not an immigration consultant. I am not licensed. So please make sure that you consult an immigration consultant if you have any, major questions that you wanted to hear from a professional, okay? Now, one thing I'd say though is that there is absolutely no shame in using an immigration consultant or lawyer. People try to say, oh, everybody can DIY, blah, blah, blah. The truth is not everybody can DIY. The information is there, but not everybody has the time or the energy to even do it themselves. So if you have to pay an immigration consultant, just make sure that it's a licensed immigration consultant that you're paying, okay? So make sure that it's somebody that actually knows what they're doing and has your best interest at heart. There are a lot of scammers out there. I can do a video on this on how to know who exactly is real and who is a fake. So just let me know if you want a video on that. So we'll get into this video. Now, there are over 80 programs through which you can immigrate to Canada. Over 80 programs at the federal level, at the provincial level, and now they're even coming up with municipal level. Today, I'm going to be talking about the most popular program through which people gain permanent residency status in Canada, especially when they're applying from outside the country, okay? So this is called the Federal Skilled Worker Program under the Express Entry system. In this video, I'm giving you an overview of the Federal Skilled Worker Program, and in subsequent videos, I'll be diving into the nitty-gritty of each of the components of this program. Okay, so today we'll be discussing eligibility criteria and all of that good stuff. Now, what is the Federal Skilled Worker Program? It is a points-based system through which people who are skilled foreign workers can relocate to Canada as permanent residents. Now, point-based meaning that it is competitive, okay? And over the years, we've seen how highly competitive it can get. It started pretty fairly, and now people are not joking. They're improving themselves. They're making themselves more skilled in the different components that are necessary to move. So there are different factors that actually help you improve your points, and we'll be going into that in this video. Keep in mind that this is not a lottery system. It's not a matter of luck. It's a matter of competition. Are you a skilled worker? Do you qualify? If you do, are you able to provide the documentation to prove that you do? If you are, then you're good. This is not like the student visa that has like a very, very high rejection rate. This is not one like that. It's either you have it or you don't. So once you actually get invited to apply for this and you're able to prove all you claim through your documentation, then you're good. Now, there are 4 main steps for you to take for this process. Number 1 is to find out if you're eligible. Number 2 is to gather your documentation. Number 3 is to submit your profile and create one. And number 4 is to actually get invited to apply and submit your actual application for permanent residency. Now, there are certain criteria that are described as the minimum criteria according to, immigration. Okay, so the minimum criteria, there are 3 of them. One is skilled work experience. Now, without skilled work experience, you cannot apply for this program. I'm going to go into the different classifications of the skilled work experience in my next video, so please stay with me. But for now, just examples would be, being a baker, a teacher, IT, being in IT, being a banker, all of that. So they're classified into different classes. Okay, so we'll get into that in my next video, so don't worry about that right now. The second minimum eligibility criteria is the language test. Okay, so there are 2 different language tests. There's English and French, and of course you just take the test for the language that you're proficient in, and you can use that to boost your score as well, but you have to take it. It's a minimum criteria. You cannot skip it. Whether you speak English in your country or not, it's part of the rules. Like, you have to take English or French. Okay, so you can't, it doesn't matter if you're from an English speaking country. Nobody's going to waive that criteria for you. Okay, so for English, of course, we have Ielts and CELPIP. So I have a video on the Ielts test and how to ace it, smash it within the first sitting. So I'll link that up here. If you want to go watch that after this video, that would really be very helpful to you. Also, check the description box of that video for a lot of free resources that can help you pass the exam. Okay, so moving on. Number 3 is education. Okay, so your foreign education has to be assessed in Canadian standard. We'll get into that as well. I'm going to break everything down, like I said. I just don't want to overwhelm you right now, so I'm giving you an overview now, but in subsequent videos I'll be going into all the details for each of these things. Now, there are also some selection factors. Once you've determined that you actually are eligible based on the minimum criteria, you can then go ahead and look at the other selection factors that would maybe determine what kind of score you end up getting, and that determines if you're able to compete with the people in the pool or not. Remember, it's a point-based system, right? So these factors will determine how competitive you are. You can enter the pool regardless, but it just determines if you're going to get called, if you're going to get invited to apply. There are other factors, yeah, and that we're going to get into all of this right now. Number 1 is your age. 30 is the golden number. If you're below 30 years old, you actually get the maximum number of points for age. If you're below 30 and you're watching this right now, honestly, if you're planning to relocate and you've not started, I don't know what you're doing. But yes, 30 is the good number. Once people clock 30 on their 30th birthday, they've been on this journey for a while. It's kind of a bittersweet moment for them because they know that it's going to drop their points automatically. It doesn't mean that if you're above 30, there's no hope for you. I get this question a lot. Oh, I'm above 30. Does that mean I don't have any hope? You have hope. Everybody has hope. Do you understand? It's just a matter of how much effort you need to put in. Once you're over 30, or even, we can even say 30 to 34 is still not bad. But once you're over 34, then you just have to put in more effort. You just have to put in more effort and maybe chase provincial nomination or try to get a job offer, which is not easy. But it means you have to put in more effort than people that are younger, because of course Canada wants the younger people that are less than 30, but of course of working age, so that they can actually help to boost the Canadian economy. Next is education. Even though education is a minimum criteria because you need to have it to even qualify to apply, it also determines how many points you get. So now it's a matter of how high is your education. Do you have a PhD? Do you have a master's? Do you have 2 or more certificates? Do you only have 1 certificate? Do you have a BSc? Do you have a bachelor's, a BA, whatever? So all those determine how many points you actually get and how competitive you are. Of course, the higher your educational qualifications, the higher the points you get. Next is work experience. We've already talked about what is skilled and all of that, but we'll definitely still be getting into all of that, okay? We'll still get into it, but here, it depends on how many years work experience you have. Now, for foreign work experience, the maximum you can get points for is 3 years. So if you have 3 or more years work experience, then you're good to go. you're actually going to get the highest points for work experience in that area. Okay, so that also determines how many points that you get. Now the next point is whether you get a skilled job offer in Canada or not. This is definitely not something that is easy. Like, if you get a skilled job offer in Canada from outside when you're applying for express entry, like, you're not anybody's mate in the pool again. Do you get? You're not anybody's mate in the pool again. Like, it depends on the skill of the job that you get, whether it's A, 0B, or even 00, right? Like, if you get a knock 00 job, you're not anybody's mate in the pool. Do you understand? So but yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. There are people here, unemployment rate is even very high right now in Canada because of the whole situation. So I don't know. I wouldn't depend on getting a job offer, but it is one of the things that can give you extra points when you're in the pool for express entry. Now, the English or French test comes up again because it actually depends on how well you pass. Now, if you pass very, very well, if you get excellent scores, then of course you're going to get the highest points for language. Okay, so if you can speak French as well, like if you can speak both English and French, then you're very, very good. Canada obviously would love you, you know, so you get maximum points for language in that situation. But if you can't speak French, it's okay. Just make sure that you smash the English test. Again, I have a video on that. If you've not watched it, make sure you watch it after this video. Now, the last factor is adaptability. Okay, so it determines whether you're going to be able to settle easily in Canada or not, and they're going to give you points for that. So whether you have a sibling in Canada, of course that makes your relocation easier. Whether you have Canadian education is also another factor within the adaptability factor. So these are things that would actually give you extra points when you're applying for express entry. That's why it seems like, oh, some people have so many, like, such high scores. Some people have 500 and something points. Like, I think I had 500 and something points, but that's because I had a lot of different factors. I was already in Canada, so a lot of these other factors actually bumped me up. And of course, it's easier for you to apply that way because you get invited to apply much earlier than people who are still, you know, struggling for this point. Remember that I'll be breaking all these down one after the other in subsequent videos, so make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends about this channel. Let them come and learn. Now, even if they're using immigration consultants, it's still good for them to know exactly how the program works. Okay, so even if you're using a lawyer or anything, still know how the program works, and these videos would really help you. And I'm hoping that you actually like the video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. Like, literally give it a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm and it helps the video do better. Now, after you determine that you are actually eligible, of course you can go ahead and start gathering your documents. And this is one thing that I did. I gathered my documents even before I got into the pool. So by the time I got into the pool and got invited, I just fired them my application straight up. Like, I got my documents, I got my Ielts, I got my WES, everything was already good. Okay, so make sure that you gather your documents and be ready to apply as soon as you get invited to. Of course, I'll be talking about the documentation in subsequent videos, but yes, make sure you do that. Now, the average wait time for this program is 6 months. Now, keep in mind that there are people that have gotten their application approved within 2 weeks, okay? And there are also people that have waited 20 months, 18 months before they got their applications approved. Now, one thing I should mention is that there's a possibility of interviews. So if they are not convinced about the things that you've claimed, they could invite you for an interview, but it's very few people who actually get invited for an interview. Okay, so that means that maybe they're not satisfied with the documentation that you've provided. So of course, when we talk about documentation, you're going to be equipped with all the information you need, you know, to actually provide them with everything they need. So like I said, it's a 6-month average, but it could range anywhere from just a couple of weeks to actually years. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're putting together your application. You want to make sure that you give them all the information they need. If they need more information from you, they would actually come to you with an additional documentation request through your express entry profile, and you're going to get an email notification for that. Guys, I want to plead with you, don't rely on my videos alone. There's only so much I can say in a YouTube video. Everything that I'm talking about, I'm linking in the description box of this video, and it's going to be like that for subsequent videos. Make sure that you check them out, read them, make Google your best friend, open canada.ca and read all the things that are there. They're very similar to what I've said. In fact, they're public information, so of course make sure that you actually study those pages. You can't do without the research, okay? So please do that. Please let me know if I'm putting too much in each video. Just let me know. I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to scare you off. I know some people will just give up once they hear English test, or oh, they have to do a friend test or anything like that. Please don't be scared. I did it. I'm a jester and I did it. People are doing it every day. Please make sure that you don't get discouraged. I'm just giving you all the information that I can. It's all public information, but I'm trying to bring it to you in this manner so that you can actually, learn from my experience as well. I'm going to be doing some demos in my subsequent videos, so make sure that you don't miss them. Now, give this video a thumbs up. Again, if you liked it, subscribe. When you subscribe, you can turn on the post notification bell. Now, that bell is what rings krang, 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 whenever I post a new video. So when I post a new video, if you want to get a notification on your phone to say, Feyi Mac has posted a new video. Feyi Mac has posted a new video. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Then hit that bell button so that it turns on, and then you won't miss my videos, okay? I get a lot of questions in my DMs about things like this. That's why I'm doing videos, so that everybody can get answers at once. I try as much as possible to answer all DMs. It may not be possible for me. So please, when I post videos, watch and share so that people can get the information that they need. I'm going to try as much as possible to reply everybody, but I hope this video answers a lot of your questions. And of course, in future videos, I'll be answering more and more questions for you. And until then, thank you very much and stay blessed.